Violence against women and girls, including sexual and gender-based violence and harmful practices, is one of the most widespread and persistent human rights violations in the world today. It is a major threat to the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. It is widely acknowledged that migrants often find themselves in situations where they are more vulnerable to gender-based violence than non-migrants. This often happens on unsafe migration pathways. In other cases, gender-based violence is one of the reasons women and girls flee from their homelands to become either refugees or internally displaced persons. At the same time, desperate victims of gender-based violence are more vulnerable to vices such as human trafficking perpetrated by exploitative criminal networks. The International Organization for Migration in Uganda has been at the forefront of supporting efforts to prevent and address gender-based violence, particularly sexual exploitation and abuse.
Migration is as old as humanity, but across the world, migrants are vulnerable to challenges such as gender-based violence. That is why in all our programs, IOM strives to ensure that migrant rights and dignity are upheld. Protection is a key priority for IOM, embedded in project planning and implementation in programs such as migrant protection and assistance, resettlement, migration health, as well as labor mobility and social inclusion. To further strengthen our commitment to protection of migrants against all forms of abuse, especially GBV, IOM Uganda was one of the first UN agencies to set up a unit solely responsible for prevention of sexual exploitation and abuse in the country office. And in the spirit of delivering as one, our PCA units supports not only my organization IOM but also other UN agencies.
IOM Uganda has recruited a dedicated SARE officer to be able to support in the prevention, coordination and response to SARE. It has increased its awareness to staff and also the beneficiaries through trainings and information sessions. These have helped staff in understanding their role, their responsibilities, and the part they need to play in how to address sexual exploitation and abuse. Through these trainings and information sessions, staff have been empowered on handling SARE cases and also providing referral pathways. The SARE unit has also held focus group discussions with the beneficiaries of IOM programs to be able to make them feel safe and give them more information on how to be able to address matters of GBV and also for them to understand the referral pathways. IOM Uganda has also cascaded the training to the support staff, which includes the cleaners, the police guards and the interpreters, for them to understand their responsibilities to fight and respond to sexual exploitation and abuse. Not only are they equipped just within the walls of IOM, but also outside in community. For example, the police guards, as they are law enforcers, it's imperative that they understand and are able to cascade this information within their communities.
IOM's interventions aim not just at prevention but also helping survivors of gender-based violence. In collaboration with UNDP, IOM Uganda is one of the implementers of the Spotlight Initiative, which aims to eliminate all forms of violence against women and girls. In districts such as Amudat, Tororo and Kampala, survivors and potential victims of gender-based violence have received livelihood support to improve their socioeconomic status. This helps to mitigate their vulnerability to gender-based violence. In addition, IOM has conducted awareness-raising campaigns through existing community structures and radio slots to empower vulnerable groups with knowledge on the causes and dangers of gender-based violence, as well as how to identify and respond to cases of violence. Additionally, through AVRR program, IOM supports the assisted voluntary return and reintegration of Ugandans stranded abroad, sometimes including victims of trafficking and gender-based violence. Trafficking through labor is a common problem in Uganda and the region, something that IOM Uganda addresses through the Labor Mobility and Social Inclusion Unit. IOM has also supported the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development to improve its capacity to regulate and license recruitment companies and negotiate and monitor sound bilateral labour agreements on behalf of Uganda. This means the government can hold recruitment companies accountable regarding the protection of migrant workers.